and welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated show on MTV that is No Place for Love. That's right, we're talking about The Challenge Season 38, Episode 14. We got a lot to unpack, so let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Nany winning against Mariah in an elimination, sending Mariah off to Hotel Kenny, and coming back to the challenge house. Nany is ecstatic. She won an elimination, she's staying in this game. However, when we take a look at Team Underdog's team meeting, they hold up their drinks and some hold up their dogs for their fallen captain, Mariah. We take a look into Team Fessel's team meeting, and we see that Bananas is a little bit sad that Mariah is gone. I mean, I'm sure he's happy that Nany is staying in the game, but he lost his cuddle buddy. And taking a look at Fessel, he seems indifferent. He seems fine. He seems like, the world is okay. Mariah's here, Mariah's gone. Them's the breaks, you know? That's how Fessel is dealing with losing his original partner. And somebody else that isn't so thrilled that Mariah is gone out of this game is Olivia. And we find out that at the time of filming, this was Olivia's birthday, and Horacio arranges for a bouquet to be delivered, and he hands it over to Olivia as a birthday present, and she needed this pick-me-up. After losing Nelson, Nerys, and Mariah, she needed somebody to be in her corner, somebody to pick up her spirits, and she knows that even on an opposite team, Horacio's there for her. The next day, everybody gets on their casual gear, go to a bar/beach/water area to hang out, have some drinks, and just take the day off. This is where we see a conversation between Tori and Anissa, where Tori brings up Jordan. No, I will not talk about this conversation because it is relatively useless in this context, and there's going to be more Tori and Jordan stuff to talk about later on that's much more intriguing and much more insightful than this conversation that yields no useful information. So let's move on to where everybody is donning their challenge gear to meet up with TJ for this week's daily challenge, or should I say nightly challenge, called Takes Two to Tango. Now this building, although it is at night, should look familiar, as this is the same building that they used in episode 4's daily challenge, where they had to hold on and jump in their partner's arms and then have to pull the flag. This daily challenge is going to be ran in pairs, and they're going to walk the plank/balancing beam, get through all the tasks on the balancing beam, get from one side back onto the building, and they have to do it within a 10-minute time period. Or they're going to be yanked off and they will pretty much be disqualified. Now I want to be brutally honest for everybody who is watching this, that I want to say that this was not my favorite daily challenge. Heck, this is probably one of my least favorite daily challenges of the season. Also, the execution of it does not make sense to me. Because when there are teams, normally what the challenge does is that they will maybe add up everybody's time on that team, and then whichever team did it the quickest overall will win into power, or they'll take an average of everybody's run on that team, and the team with the quickest average will win. Not this daily challenge. No, this daily challenge is just whichever pair is the quickest will win it for their team. How does that make sense as a team daily challenge? It doesn't. Now, if this game was still ran in pairs, where everybody was paired up with their original partner and was doing this, totally makes sense. But to have two teams where majority of people could just sit out and not do this without any penalty because only one pair needs to be the quickest for their team to win just makes no sense. As I said, there are no penalties for people just quitting, as we have Chauncey and Anissa who do not go, because Chauncey, who is very afraid of heights, decides that he does not want to go. So him and Anissa DQ from this daily challenge, but there are no time penalties because they don't have to go. They don't need to go. And they have other people willing to go. They have Fessel and Tori. They have Bananas and Olivia. They have Fessel and Casey. They don't need to go. Heck, they probably would have a really bad time anyway. So they get to sit on the bench, not do anything, and get all the spoils of Victor because Casey and Fessel, who went last by this edit, wins it because they were quicker than everybody else. I'm sorry that I'm getting a little worked up over this, but to summarize everybody's performance in this challenge, everybody but Chauncey and Anissa does it. Everybody does it in the 10-minute allotted time, and nobody falls off. So everybody just does it. Even the challenge editing crew was just like, we can speed pass through a lot of these rounds. They're all doing the same exact thing and nobody falls off. It was just really lackluster to me, and I just did not like the rules that just one pair, just the quickest pair, could win it for their whole entire team. Team Fessel wins yet again. They go back to the challenge house where they're going to have to interrogate Devin, Jordan, and Horacio for this week's elimination. Devin is the first one to come into interrogation, and we hear from the deliberation before Devin even comes in that Devin's really not on the radar to be the direct vote. And Devin even says, I don't want to be the direct vote, but there's a lot of emphasis on Tori and where her vote at is this week, because she could possibly be voting in Jordan, whom she has been going on this on again, off again, screaming match with every single episode. So Devin tries to give his friend some help and says, whatever you're feeling up there when it is your turn to vote, just do whatever you need to do. Know how you're feeling and just go with it. Devin leaves, Horacio comes in, Fessel tries to give him some advice saying, hey, don't take losing so hard, don't get so angry. And then he's like, I see myself in you from my rookie season. And it's like, I don't see it, Fessel. Then we move on to Jordan coming in. It is quiet. And then this is when Tori's like, I'm going to just vent in front of everybody. It may not be the right place. It may not be the right time, but who cares? Let's just do it. So Tori puts it out there that she felt that if the roles were reversed and she was possibly on the line to go into the elimination, she doesn't know if Jordan would save her or not. Jordan says he would definitely save her. He wouldn't vote for Tori at all. Then Tori talks about the one and only time that Jordan and his team were in power, and it kind of screwed a lot of things up for her game because he voted in Fessel, even though she was the mediator to get a deal made between Fessel's team and Jordan to where they wouldn't say each other's name and keep each other safe, but Jordan went back on it, and that kind of was a liability on her end. Jordan takes this time to call out Tori for playing a messy game. Then he gets into his feelings about how Tori decided to use their personal relationship as a bargaining chip, and that it really did hurt him, more so than he possibly showed, and this is when Tori starts to cry. But that's where it ultimately shuts down for us in the edit. We move out of the interrogation to where Jordan is talking to Horacio, and Jordan's talking about his relationship. They're talking about the possible votes. Then later on in this night, Tori is watching Jordan work out, and she's trying to figure out where she's going to vote. Is she going to vote for Horacio or is she going to vote for Jordan? Well, let's see what's going to happen as we move to this week's elimination, where TJ is joined by Jordan, Horacio, and Devin down on the zone floor. He asks for everybody's vote. Devin gets 1 vote by Olivia. Jordan gets 2 votes by Fessel and Chauncey, and Horacio gets 4 votes. Anissa, Casey, Tori, and Bananas all vote for Horacio. So Horacio is going directly into this week's elimination, and then we get to the draw where Devin is up first. He goes over, confidently picks the dagger, pulls it in a mere second, and it is safe. Devin's got that secret touch. And he goes up the stairs to join Nani and Amber to watch this week's elimination between Jordan and Horacio, and by the clues that we got when everybody was walking into the zone, that there was just a basket/bin in the middle of the zone floor, and TJ had a big smile on his face. If you are a challenge fan for a while, you know that this was going to be balls in. And seeing the matchup set up as Jordan versus Horacio, I was like, this has the potential of being one of, if not the best balls in challenge history. And in my opinion, it lived up to the hype. Now we get right into it, and Jordan is on offense first, Horacio's on defense, and both men take different strategies at one another in this particular elimination. Jordan wants to do the bulldozer strategy. He wants to go directly at Horacio. He wants to make things physical. He wants to show him the business, bulldoze his way to the basket to dunk the ball, which he does. He scores the first basket 1-0. Horacio is now on offense, and Horacio has a different strategy than Jordan. He's more of like a, I want to say like a Muhammad Ali, maybe a boxer type of style where he's going to keep his feet moving. He's going to use his stamina and endurance against Jordan, and he's going to be patient. He's going to wait. He doesn't want to make the first move. He's just going to keep on going around in a circle, try to keep the movement up, and have Jordan get impatient and make the first move to where then Horacio can do the counter move to get away and dunk the ball. This was a perfect strategy because Jordan does try to leap for Horacio, which he puts on a great move. He does like a juke, goes underneath Jordan's arms, then kicks up his feet as Jordan is trying to go for his legs, and then he just saunters his way to the basket to do a double hand slam. That was incredible. Tying things up 1-1. Round 2, Jordan does the bulldozer strategy yet again. He goes directly at Horacio, gets him down, and then gets up and slams the ball in 2-1. Horacio, again, bobbing and weaving, and then gets away from Jordan and dunks the ball. It's 2v2. Round 3, Jordan is going to stay with his tried and true method of just going directly at Horacio. He hits into him, but this time, Jordan fumbles the ball. It goes out of his arms onto the zone floor where TJ declares that ball is done. We are done with this round. Jordan, you forfeit the point for this round. Horacio goes on offense. He's doing his normal strategy of just going around in a circle. Jordan is a little bit more patient in this third round. But again, just as Horacio was patient, that's when Jordan tries to jump at him. Horacio tries to go away. Jordan grabs onto his legs, almost like a last-ditch effort of just trying to hold on by his shoestrings. But that's when Horacio slips out of his shoes, puts the ball in the basket, and wins 3-2. This was such a good elimination. And Horacio, with this elimination win, locks in the history books of tying Sarah Grayson, Wes, and Casey for the most elimination wins in a single season with 5. He is 5-0. Oh my goodness. Episode 14, and he's already in the record books, and there's still plenty of time to break that record if anybody wants to take a shot at him. But Horacio puts on a valiant effort, incredible win here against a legend in the game of Jordan. Sad for Jordan, he is gone. He apologizes to Tori for everything that happened in the house and in the game, and then he walks and exits out of the zone. Now, before TJ lets everybody go back to the challenge house, he lets them all know, hey, keep your eyes open for me because I could always make a house call because we are, quote unquote, danger close to the finals. That's right, danger close to the finals. We go back to the challenge house, and it seems like the next morning, TJ makes a house call. He was like, I should have been more specific. I would be at the house by 8 a.m. But TJ walks into the house, sits on the billiard table, and he tells everyone to pack your suit up and get to the zone, and he means that with everybody. So everybody gets on their challenge gear, heads down to the zone where they meet up with TJ, and TJ tells everyone that he is done with the 2-team format, and he wants everybody to get back into pairs. So we have the pairings of Banani, Dave Squared, Chomber, and Horacio and Olivia leaving Casey, Fessel, and Anissa without their partners. It's just the 3 of them. He tells the trio to join him on the zone floor, where he says that they will not be able to play in the game any longer without a partner. And this is where we get the reveal of Kenny, Mariah, and Jordan coming into the zone to reunite with their original partners, and they're very excited. Everybody is shocked. They're like, how could this happen? Who could have seen this coming? Seems pretty obvious that this was how it was going to go, but everybody's very, very excited. But TJ says this is all fun and game because everybody's going to have to work and win your way back into the game, where he lets it be known that one pair will indeed be leaving. Now, the first redemption game will be a 3-way face-off against each other called Don't Let Me Down. Pairs will have to roll a giant, heavy cylinder up a ramp, and they're going to have the cylinder and themselves over a specific line, and they're going to have to hold that for a minute. The first pair to complete this will win back into the game instantly, while the 2 losers will have to face off against each other head-to-head to where only one pair will win back to the game, and the other pair will be eliminated. Now, I have to say, coming into this redemption game, I thought that this was tailor-made for Fessel and Mariah. I mean, this all has to do with pure strength, and both Mariah and Fessel have strength. So I felt like this tandem pair, even though that they weren't really seeing eye to eye with each other in the game by the time Mariah left, I thought that they were going to get the job done enough to stay in this game, regardless of if they were fully friends at this point or not. Now, Jordan and Nisa do a good job. They try to make it competitive, but they weren't able to get it done. And Casey and Kenny were just a mess. This was definitely not their redemption game. This is not the game for them. If I were in their shoes, I would have just been like, look, we're not going to get this done. Let's save our strength, save our energy for the next round, because we're going to have to do that one. Vessel and Mariah do win, winning themselves back into this game. And now we have Jordan and Anissa versus Casey and Kenny in another redemption game, but we are left on a cliffhanger. And that means that at least one challenge champ will be leaving at the beginning of next episode, whether it be Jordan or Casey. This is going to be very, very interesting, but we are left off on a cliffhanger. And I just have to say, that is it for this review and recap. And that is it for this week's episode. What'd you think about this episode? Let me know down in the comment section below. What'd you think about the daily challenge? What'd you think about all the house drama, the interrogation, the stuff between Tori and Jordan, if you want to talk about it? What'd you think about the balls in elimination between Jordan and Horacio? What do you think about Horacio tying the record of elimination wins in a single season? That is something special right there. Congratulations again to Horacio. And what do you think about the reveal of the three partners and the first redemption game? Who do you think is going to win between Casey and Kenny versus Jordan and Anissa? Also, I want to give a special shout out thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who is watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really, really soon with more Challenge 38 content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.